Day morning in February. So welcome for all those who are joining us from all over the country, all over the world. Welcome. I am in the Los Angeles area, but I know we have people who join us from all over the world, which is amazing. So welcome. So today we get to play with two new colors of prestige crystal beads. So we have Dark Sapphire and we have Sunshine Peridot, and they're beautiful together or separate. So they're a really great color combo for spring. So I'm gonna have fun making an earring with them today. And I see we have Michelle here in the background and we have Eric. So we have a great team to help answer questions. And of course I can answer them live as well. So if you are joining us from one of our other platforms, if you are on YouTube or Facebook, welcome. Definitely comment, ask questions. Just know we get to them a little bit later. And if you wanna be part of the chat live, follow the link in the description of your video, pop on over to Beadaholique.com, and you're going to be able to join in the live show and I can answer your questions live. I see Piper's here and Wild Child Designs. Welcome, guys. We're going to be working with crystals today. So I'm going to show you a little sneak peek here. This is what we're going to be making, and it is a long dangly earring. Now what you can do is you can make it shorter. So if this is a little bit on the longer side, I like it because it's really dramatic, and I'm thinking like summer, spring dresses would be really fun with this, but we could make it shorter very easily. But we've got some really cool chain that we're going to be using, this beautiful briolette pendant bead, and some bicones. So really fun. And I saw Tanya's here and Shay. Hello, guys. It is always good to see familiar names. All right, a couple quick things just before I flip my camera down. If you have questions, comment. I'll try to get to them. If you like what you're seeing, there's a little heart button. You can click on it. It gives me a little floaty heart. So I see that. There's a share button if you want to share. It's a little arrow icon. All these videos are saved, so you can always rewatch them. So you can order your supplies. You can then go back, get your order, and then go back and rewatch step by step and pause it where you need to pause it. So that's always nice too. Oh, I see all the hearts. Yay. Thank you, guys. And Santa Barbara Girl is here and Dawn is here. Hello, guys. And then the last thing is the shopping bag. Makes it really easy. There's a little shopping bag icon. Everything in the whole show is there in that shopping bag, preloaded, so you don't have to wait for me to talk about it or a banner to pop up. And you can add it right to your shopping cart from right there, and I never go away. So really easy. Hello, Leanne and Ramona from Mississippi. Hello, guys. All right, let's go ahead and make an earring and look at these two new colors. So I'm gonna flip my camera down. Okay, guys. All right, so here is the earring up close that we're gonna make. Now, I chose to put the blue stripe. Well, actually, let me adjust my chair real quick. There we go. All right, so what I chose to do, yes, I was like, I can't sit here and do this the whole time. Okay. Okay, so here is the earring, and if you are familiar with bead weaving, this is actually just really basic right angle weave, so it's very easy to do. And then I filled in the gaps with some seed beads, and we have these two beautiful new colors. So it's the Sunshine Peridot is right here. And I really like the Sunshine Peridot. It has just a hint of yellow to it, not too much. If you look at it here, you can see it's definitely Peridot and it's green. But in the right lighting, you do see just a touch of yellow, which is why it's called Sunshine Peridot, compared to the old Prestige Peridot, which didn't have any of that. So I really love this color, especially for spring and summer. And then we have the Dark Sapphire, and it's probably easiest to see in the bigger bead here. So that is a really rich, rich blue. That's an intense blue. And when I took some photographs of it, it was like radiating out. It was really cool looking. So it's a very vibrant, deep blue. So to me, it almost looks like a cobalt blue. If you are a fan of cobalt blue, it almost looks like a cobalt blue, and it's called Dark Sapphire. So that's really pretty. And if you look at my beading mat here, I have this treasure mat here with all these little slots. I have some other bead shapes to show you in of like the rounds. So beautiful rounds, and you see that nice dark sapphire. And then I've got that in different sizes, so we could do a little size comparison. So here are 6s, 8s. I always like size comparisons on the camera here because I think it's so much easier than looking at a picture. But you see 4, 6, and 8. And then, oh, hi, Jill. Oh, a snow day. Okay, welcome. I'm glad you could join us. And I see Robin's here as well. Okay, I'm going to move this camera down again so we can see what we're working with. Okay, so we've got these beautiful colors, and do note that this is reglass. This is a Toho seed bead reglass. If you guys remember it from a couple months ago when we were able to launch it, probably more like a year ago now, actually. But look at how great it goes with the Sunshine Peridot. It's like a perfect match. So if you're looking for a good accent bead, the reglass is really good. And that's in that shopping bag too. And I think Michelle just put up a banner too. Okay, and I'm trying to read questions as we go. For regular bracelets. Okay. So I'm trying to read it before it disappears. Okay, I've never used Wildfire before. So are you saying it's the Nymo? I think I got that question before it went up. But I think you're asking if Nymo was close to Wildfire. Okay, so Wildfire is a bonded thread. So it is a bit thicker than Nymo. It also doesn't have any stretch to it. So there's really no stretch to it. Whereas Nymo can sometimes have some stretch and give to it. The Wildfire is going to give you a stronger structural feel to it. So here, we're going to end up doing multiple passes through here. But you see that this is a pretty solid, basically, link that we made. We are going to make like a beaded link. And you can actually even do that for a bracelet. So I would prefer for this particular project Wildfire because I want that structure and I don't want any stretch or give to it. But I also know a lot of people do use Nymo for bead weaving. And so we all do things a little bit different and have different preferences, and I think that's wonderful. So if you do want to use Nymo, I say go for it, give it a try, and see what you're comfortable with, because I always feel like there's more than one way to do something. Okay, so we've got the bicones we're going to use. So for this project, if you want to create this exact project, you're going to need 22 total. So for both earrings, total 22 of the green Sunshine Peridot bicones in size 4 millimeters. You're going to need 10 of the Dark Sapphire 4 millimeter bicones. You're going to need 2 inches of this really cool charm chain. This is a tassel charm chain, and the tassels are already on it, which is awesome. We're just going to cut some links of it. And then you're going to need 2 of these 13 millimeter briolette pendants. And that's all you need. And then a pair of earrings. And then you'll need the seed beads. And you'll need your thread, whatever you're going to use as your thread. So that's all you need for these. Oh, and 2 jump rings. You're going to need 2 jump rings too, before I forget. We're going to use these little 4 millimeter 21 gauge jump rings. So that's our supply list. So let's go ahead and make a pair of earrings, guys. Okay, so I have a size 10 tulip needle, and I have 30 inches already pre-placed onto my needle of the Wildfire. I have no bead stopper. And then what I've got here is I'm going to pick up 3 of the 4 millimeter Sunshine Peridot bicones. And I'm going to pick up 1 of the Dark Sapphire. So I've got that on my needle right there. I'll bring my lighting in a little bit. Okay, so there we've got that. Now we're just going to pull it down to about 6 to 8 inches from your tail. Okay, and we're just going to tie a knot. Oh, needle size comparisons. That's a great idea, Karen. I can do that in another show. I don't have all my needles here, but I do have several sizes of needles that I could show in a future show. And what I could do is I can order some more so we can see even more comparisons. I think that's a great idea. So the directions for this are not written or posted anywhere. What we'll do is we are going to save this show here, so it's archived. So you can always go back to beadaholique.com and /live, or just go to the homepage and click on there's like a banner towards like the first half of the website that has my face on it. It says live classes, and you can click on that and you'll find this show and it'll be saved. So you'll have all the instructions right there. And what I can do too is I can create a project page after we do this class. I'll have a picture of this and I'll have the full supply list. So I can do that too. So then you won't have to remember how many to order, or in the future, if you want to be able to access it on our project pages, I can do that too. All right, so we tied a knot. We've got our little cluster of 4. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our needle. We're just going to leave our tail for right now. And what I liked, I don't know, I just thought it was a little bit more unique, a little bit just different. I wanted the stripe of blue off to the side. You could put it in the middle too. That's definitely an option as well. I'm going to do it off to the side though. I just thought it kind of looked a little different. Okay, so now we're just going to take our needle and go through another bead. A project page, yep, I can definitely do that. Great idea. So I can do that today after this, and then what we'll do is it will be up and ready by tomorrow. Okay, so I just went through a couple beads, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up 2 more of the green and 1 more of the blue in that order. So 2 of the green, 1 of the blue in that order, because by doing it in that order, I'm creating my stripe. Oh, and I see Debbie's asking, where is the sound? I know we had this problem last week too, so I'm trying to remember. Let's see. Thank you, Michelle, for writing down the instructions. Okay, so now we've got 2 clusters. You can see right here. So now we're going to work our needle around so it's exiting this green bead on the side. And this is just really simple right angle weave, and we're just doing one section of it, so it's not a lot of work. Okay, so now to continue making our stripe, this time we're going to pick up a blue bead first and then 2 greens. And these colors are so pretty together. Okay. And now we're just going to loop around and go back down through that bead we exited. Thank you guys for helping with the sound. Okay. So now we've got 3. So now we're working our needle again to the end bead here. So we're just going through the beads. I love putting the blues and greens together too. I think they're so pretty. Okay, so now we've got 3. Now, if you wanted to make a shorter earring, you could stop right here. If you didn't want it to be quite as long, you could stop at 3. I like doing things in odd numbers. So 3 and 5 feel really good to me. So I would stop right here for a shorter earring, but we're gonna do the 5 one on here. And you can see this is going together really quickly. Oh, purples and greens are beautiful too. Yeah, I love purples and green too. So here we go. Now what we're doing is we're going to pick up 2 green and 1 blue, and then we're going to go back through that bead that we're exiting. So 2 green, 1 blue, a little extra thread there on my needle for some reason. Okay, so now we've got 4 clusters. Yeah, they're really pretty, these 2 new colors. And Piper, they're even prettier in person. Like, they're just really gorgeous colors. Okay, so we just have 1 more cluster to do. So we're, again, exiting to that last bead. Okay, there we go. And now we're going to do 1 blue and 2 green. There we go. So we've made this basic foundation of what we're doing for our earring. And so now we're going to, again, work our needle. So we're exiting that end bead. And I like this project because it actually is going to come together so quickly. Okay, so this is our core. This is what we've got for the core. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add some seed beads, and we're going to add our charm chain as well. And so here's our charm chain. So this I ordered 2 inches of, and what I ended up doing was, you can see that there's a foundation row here of chain links. So if you count the little chain links, so you kind of try to ignore the cool dangles, but you count the chain links and you buy this by the inch. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I cut it so it was 6 chain links long. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to utilize the fact that it's basically just jump rings, and we're going to connect it via one of its jump rings. And we're actually just going to kind of sew this on, which is pretty cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up 5 of my seed beads. Just open that. Again, thank you to whomever shared the tip about opening these seed bead tubes with your chain nose pliers. It is a game changer for me. It has definitely made my life so much easier. Really pretty. And I just saw Santa Barbara Girl is saying that seaside projects with these colors would be beautiful. I agree. And then there's other colors of these reglass beads. There's like an amber, and there's even a blue. And so if you started combining more of the reglass, which kind of look like sea glass, with these colors, it would be so pretty. And then put some like seashells, it'd be gorgeous. Or even like wood to like represent like driftwood. You could do a lot with these. Okay, so we're gonna pick up 5 seed beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've just got 5 of the seed beads on our needle there. Just gonna slide it on down. And now before we connect it, we're going to put our needle through that end chain link on this really cool charm chain, I should say. And we're going to slide that down. So what's going to happen is we're going to let it kind of go over the seed beads. So it's just on there. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go back through that bicone that we exited. So we exited the bicone. I'm going to pull this nice and tight. And we're going to go back through it. So you can kind of let this go down because you're going to tighten it up when you pull your thread. Okay. Okay, so we're exiting the bicone in one direction and we're going back down, back through it the other way. Okay, and now just pull it, makes a loop, and as you tighten that loop, it stitched your charm chain on there and it gave you like a little loop of seed beads. Oh, hello, Julie, from cold Colorado. I have heard Colorado is very, very cold. Our friend's dog keeps wanting to go out in the snow and likes the snow, but she's like, I have to put 5 layers on. Okay, so I exited that bead and I went up through the seed bead next to it. And now I'm going to pick up a seed bead. Okay, so I've just got 1 seed bead and I'm just going to jump over and go through the bicone next to it. And see how it just filled in that little gap? And let's go back to the sample real quick so you can kind of see where this is going. So you see how now that you see what the structure was, there's a seed bead between every bicone along the edge. So now I'm exiting this bicone here and I'm going to pick up 1 more seed bead, and it's just 1 seed bead. Go through the next bicone. And now I'm going to do the same thing. And I feel like you could do this earring design in any color combo you like. And there's so many different prestige bicones available in this 4mm size. There's a lot of possibilities. So you could definitely pick your favorite colors and do this. Okay, 1 more seed bead. Oh my gosh, I'm seeing all the cold temperatures. I'm sorry, guys, that is really cold. Okay, so now we ran it and we went all the way up the side. So we've got 1 side done, 1 side still to do, but we still have to be able to attach the earring hook. Oh, thank you, Leanne. And you guys can see how quickly this is coming together. So I'm using a 0.006 wildfire. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this seed bead right here. Not seed bead, I'm sorry, bicone. And for those of you who are joining us a little bit midway through, what you're going to need for this project in total are 22 of the Sunshine Peridot bicones, 10 of the Dark Sapphire bicones, all in 4mm. And then you're going to need 2 of these briolette pendants, size 13mm, and then the 2 inches of the charm chain, and a couple of the 4mm jump rings, the earring hooks, and the thread. Okay, so here we go. So now what we're gonna do is we're going to be able to attach our earring hook right at this stage. So what we need to do is a way of attaching it. So we're gonna pick up 5 more seed beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so here we go. And I'm just seeing a couple questions. So Prestige Crystal is Austrian crystal beads. And then Sparkle Kitties are Czech crystal. So just a different type of crystal. The Prestige are, I'd say, more like precision cut. It's hard to describe. I know Michelle has a little bit more info on the differences of them, but one is Austrian. And then Michelle can definitely help with more specifics. And then I saw another question too about why 0.06 instead of 0.04. I did it just so it was a thicker structure, so it wasn't as loose. I guess, I don't know if loose is the right word, but this is actually pretty strong and pretty intact, which would also be really good if you do it on a bracelet as well. So that's just something to kind of keep in mind, but I think you could do this one easily with a 0.004 as well. So that's another good kind of remembrance that there's more than one way to do a lot of this stuff, and you can pick whatever works best for you. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually open up a jump ring. So this is the little 421s. And we're just gonna open it up. And so now we're gonna go back to these 5 seed beads that we have here, and we're gonna find the 3rd one we put on. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, and it's at this point, you try to make it that you don't fall off, you isolate that 3rd one, and you hold it just like this, so you are pulling the thread down. So if we could capture it on camera, there's that little hole there in that little seed bead. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna slip our jump ring through it right now. I swear this always happens on camera, where I can't get my jump ring through the darn seed bead, but it works fine in the sample. So let me play with this, and this is the beauty of live. All right, I'm going to try a different seed bead and see if it works, because it should just slip through. It slipped through twice in my experiments. Okay, we're gonna take these ones off, or at least that 3rd one off. Okay, we're gonna test one that it'll go through it to make sure it's not the jump ring, because it should just go through it. Okay, so that one easily slipped on it. So I want to make sure that that is my 3rd one. Okay, so let's see what we've got. We've got 2 on there already. Here's that 3rd one that I just tested and I know works. And then we're going to do a 4th and a 5th. Okay, let's go back to the jump ring now. So let's isolate that 3rd one again. 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh. I swear that happens every time I try to do this, where I test it in my samples and I double test it and then it doesn't work. Okay, so now again, we're isolating it. We're gonna slip that jump ring through it. Come on. And it worked. Okay, so now you've got that thread in there and you've got the jump ring through it too. So now we're gonna close that jump ring. And we do it at this stage so that you have an easier access point to that seed bead versus stitching it all in and then trying to slip the jump ring through it at the end. All right, so yay. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we are going to go back through our bicone right here. Okay, and then give this a little tug so it straightens out the beads. So now you have a jump ring waiting for your earring hook, which is great. Okay, now what we'll do is we're gonna go back through this blue bicone. And now we're gonna pick up a seed bead and go through to the next bicone over. So we're just running it down again. And then we're gonna pick up another one. And we're almost done with this earring. Okay. And Karen, that is a really good point. She just mentioned that some beads with multiple passes can't use the 0.006 thread, and she is right. Sometimes when you end up doing a lot of multiple passes through, you end up like filling the hole too much with the thread, and you end up stuck where you can't keep going through them. So that is a really good point too. Okay, so I've gone through, I've done all my bead work. So we're basically done with this earring except for tying it off and adding the earring hook. So I'm gonna go through another bead and then just find a discreet spot to tie a knot. So I just went under a thread bridge, made a little loop. Oh, don't get stuck. Oh, we gotta add our briolette pendant too. Okay, so get around the charm chain and pull a little knot. And then you're going to just continue to weave in your thread and then tie little discreet knots wherever you like. And I don't know if you guys can hear this, if it's capturing it, but I have the most beautiful birds chirping right now outside my window. I think they're saying feed me, because I usually put bird feed out, but the sound is beautiful if you guys can hear that. Okay, go through again and then trim your tail when you're done. So I'm just going to trim this tail. So we did this. And then what you'll do is you'll go back onto the tail that you left to begin with, rethread your needle. And I got to remember the suggestion to do a needle comparison, because I think that is a great idea, because that also plays a part. As we were talking about, if you are doing multiple passes, the size of the thread makes a difference, but also the size of the needle makes a difference. It's harder to use a needle, a little larger needle, if you are going to be doing multiple passes. All right, so here I'm just going to take my tail, weave it in again, and you can kind of go in whatever direction you want as long as you're following a thread path. And we started with one knot, so I feel pretty good about that. And we can always add another knot here too. So I'm just off to the side here, add a knot, go under the thread bridge, make a little loop, make a little knot, go through another bead, and I feel good about that. So don't get stuck. Okay, so now I'm going to just trim that tail. So our bulk of our earring is done, but we need to add our pretty little pendant as well. But this is what we've got so far. Oh, you can hear the birds. Good. I think I want to get another bird feeder too. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take another jump ring. So for this project, you need a total of 4 jump rings, 2 for each earring. And I'm trying to find the little opening right here because these are tiny. Yes, you could definitely use a thread burner too. That's a great suggestion. Okay, so we're just going to open up that jump ring. slip on our pretty pendant. So that's just on the jump ring. And so this is nice too about doing these shows is I kind of can pre-test and tell you that if you're buying this size of these pretty prestige pendants, that this size jump ring that's in the shopping bag will fit them. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go down to the end jump ring link on our charm chain, and we're just going to slip this onto it like so, and then we'll close up that jump ring. Okay. Not really happy with how that closed. Okay, let's see. Okay, that's better. Okay, so now all we have to do is put on our earring hook. So here's the earring, the main part of the earring, and I love that chain. And I like it that you can buy it by the inch too. So you only need to buy as much as you need, which for this project would be 2 inches. Okay, so then we just open up that earring hook and we slip on the jump ring that we attached up top. And yes, definitely, Tracy, this video is archived, so it'll definitely be available later. We save all of them, so you can go to beadaholique.com and you will be able to find all the videos. So there's our earrings. So let's look at the pair. Now, I think you could either wear it where when you're having them on, the stripe is facing the same way, stripe is facing in, stripe is facing out. Just hang your earring hook according to whichever way you want it to be. But there we go. So those were really actually pretty easy. I think we did those in about 25 minutes for one earring. So under an hour project, which is nice. So it's kind of that pretty quick gratification where you've made a really pretty bead woven project, long dangly earrings in under an hour. So those are fun. Okay, so again, just a reminder of the supplies that you need. It is 22 of the Sunshine Peridot 4mm bicone, 10 of the Dark Sapphire 4mm bicone, 2 of the Briolette pendants, 13mm, 2 inches of the chain, this like tassel charm chain. You'll need a total of 4 of the jump rings, some earring hooks. This here was that seed bead right here. So that was that reglass green seed bead, size 11.0. You'll need thread. So I thought you guys all had really great comments. I was using the 0.006. You could do the 0.004. You could try it with like a Nymo or something. Like I said, I don't usually do that, but go for it. Like I definitely think that there's more than one way to do it. So you can do that. And then I used a size 10 needle. So I used a 10 needle. And what else did I use? And that was pretty much it. I think that was everything. So just a pair of scissors and a couple pliers to open and close jump rings. And I can definitely try these on. Yes. Okay, so let me do that. I'm gonna flip the camera back up. Oh, wait, real quick. I did bring out a couple pearls. This is Iridescent Dream Blue. And I thought that was so pretty with the new Dark Sapphire. I just happened to have these on my table. So I was like, oh, I should show that because that's a really pretty combo. And then, oh, it's snowing again, Barb. I love it. I don't know if those who are in the snow love it, but for me, who doesn't get to see snow very often, I love it. And then I also brought out the Crystal Moonlight Pearl because I thought that silver shimmer that it has is really pretty with the Dark Sapphire too. So I thought that that was a kind of a nice combo. You can see that glow. See what I'm talking about? It kind of glows with that Dark Sapphire, which I love. And it bounces off of the pearl too. Okay, so I wanted to show that real quick because I know we're always looking for color combos and ideas of what to do. And yes, I can try these guys on. All right. All right, I'm gonna use this as my mirror, guys. And then these we made in another class, if you remember. These were those bead frames with the Sparkle Kitty mix too that we used. So those were fun to do too. All right. I see Michelle just put up a reminder. Don't forget to complete your order before the show ends so you can get your supplies. And then you can always go back and rewatch. And I'll make this into a project page. So that'll be my task today, is to turn these into a regular project page on Beadaholique So you'll have the photo and you'll have the supply list and a link to the video. So that'll be really easy. All right, there we go. So they're fun and they're long. You can kind of, I got a blue tank top on under here so you can see. And then again, if you wanted them a little bit shorter, you could shorten that charm chain or just go with 3 clusters instead of 5 clusters for the right angle weave. So I like those. Those are gonna be fun for spring and summer with dresses and tank tops and all that good stuff. Yay. All right, thank you, Santa Barbara girl. Thank you, Leanne and everybody and Cheryl for joining us and Shay. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day. I'll see you next week. I'll see you next Thursday. I'm trying to remember what we're doing next. Oh, we have new mixes. Okay, stay tuned for next Thursday because we have some new mixes, which are really pretty, and we got some new earring findings, so I'll have fun with those guys. Take care. I love the suggestion of a needle comparison, so we will do that. We'll get that incorporated into a show too, and I will turn these into a project page, and this is saved. If you liked what you saw, there's that share button you can do. It's the little arrow icon. You can share it, and have a wonderful day. So I'll talk to you guys soon, and soon we're not gonna be talking about snow anymore. Soon we're gonna be talking about spring flowers, and that's exciting. So I'm glad we're making jewelry now to kind of go with the spring theme. All right, bye everyone. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next